Hey, it's Casey with Robot and Business Automation. I am going to get into some of the actually building a bot tonight. So we've already have the trainings out there just showing you how to connect a page, and then a training out there showing you just kind of a walkthrough of the different functionalities that are in ManyChat, and being able to see what's available for you to be able to start getting your mind working on things that you can start implementing into your business, and just getting an idea of the functionality available, so that when you come up with ideas or you see a problem in your business, you're able to start coming up with ideas of how to, maybe how to solve that. And right now you might not be capable of putting that into practice, but that's why I'm here. That's the stuff that we want to talk about. That's the stuff that we want to improve on and to bring to your guys' business. But tonight's exciting because after watching this tonight, I'm hoping that you guys all have a basic bot on your pages that are really going to help with some time savings. And then from there, that's when we'll be able to start getting into the more interesting, the more fun, being able to actually grow your business using messenger marketing, connecting the messenger flow right to ads, so that you can actually do things like that. I'm going to show you guys how to create some cool little games. I actually have a Wheel of Fortune game I'm going to demo for you guys here shortly as well. So just a lot of cool little things on the horizon after you guys get this basic bot on there. But this is going to be the first step of actually having a functional bot. And tonight what we're going to do is we're going to basically, if you watched the other training, the training that walked through ManyChat, the four areas that we're going to focus on but it's actually going to be kind of like three separate components, because two of them are going to be basically duplicated. The way that I'm going to show you guys how to set up this basic bot. So the steps we're going to go through is, first we're going to make sure we have a good greeting text, which is the text that you will see whenever you go to a page that has a bot on it that you've never interacted with before. If you hit on that send message button from the page, it will bring up a message that gives a little bit of a greeting text, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. And then from there, you're going to want to basically be prompting people to hit that get started button, because that is what allows the conversation to actually start. So the first thing is setting up that greeting text. From there, we're going to set up a welcome message. We're going to set up a main menu, which those two are going to be, I treat them kind of interchangeably. I think that whenever you want, in our business at least, we want to make sure that we have those time-saving questions, returns, if you have LuLaMoolas, your policies on that, how to shop, different things that are just really common questions. That's what I like to have available in my main menu, which typically when somebody's messaging your page for the first time, they have one of those general questions. So it's a good opportunity to really utilize, instead of having to do two separate building completely separate workflows and everything like that, you can really build it one time. And then I'll show you guys what I mean by basically having the welcome message and the main menu being pretty interchangeable, just the welcome message being a little more conversational from the start. Then from there, I want to show you guys how to set up the default reply, and kind of the couple different thought processes on the default reply, and the one that I've chosen to go with, but there really is no right or wrong answer. It just depends on kind of how you feel, what's best for your business and the way that you're interacting with your customers, subscribers, and members. So let's dive in here, and we'll get this started. I just created a demo page for Robot. So we're actually going to start from scratch, and we're going to build right in the robot, that robot demo page that I showed, and I'm actually going to connect it. So you guys are going to see it from the very, very beginning up through having a functional demo bot for LuLaRoe built after finishing this video tonight. So let's dive on in. And okay, so let me make stuff a little smaller here. Okay, much better. So, okay, so let's dive in here. If you guys watched the video on how to connect a page, if you are connecting your first page, make sure you check that out. Otherwise, this is how you connect it if you already have a page connected as well. I'm in the ManyChat dashboard right here, and I'm going to hit Add New Page. That's going to bring up all of my pages that I have under my Facebook name. which the one that I'm going to connect right now is this robot demo page, and I'm going to connect to that, and that's what we're going to start to build out right now. So we're going to go ahead and connect. And there we go. We are, it's easy as that. We're now connected. So we're set up. Now we can start building. Right now, I'm going to try to build from the free version so that you guys can see what functionality is available from the free version. Now, my entire experience, I've had the pro version, so there may be some functionality that I'm planning to put in this that I might realize isn't available. But we'll cross those bridges when we get there. So let's start off. The first thing I want to show you guys is just updating your greeting text, and I'll show you what that is as well. So let's actually go to the robot demo page. And if I hit test button for the send message, that is going to bring up this message here. And as you can see, I don't have a greeting text. And this get started button right here is what we want to prompt them to actually be pressing. So let's jump in and actually put in a greeting text. That is in settings. And here you can see the greeting text is blank. So I don't have a greeting text at this point. So let's actually close this because I'm going to want to be able to demo it again. So let's just say something as simple as, so here what you're trying to do is you're trying to basically get the person to hit the get started button. So this is their first interaction. They've just connected with your page either through a growth tool that they've clicked on or commented on a post that you've set up with a growth tool, or they went to your page and just hit that send message button. It brings them to the first beginning of a messenger conversation with you. So that's what you're going to want to be prompting them to hit that get started button so you can actually start the flow. If they came in through the send message button right from your page, then that's when they're going to get the welcome message. If they came in through a growth tool that has a specific conversation flow attached to it, when they hit that get started button, it will then kick them into the associated flows with that growth tool. So let's get this started here with this greeting text. Okay, so here's what we're going to go with for the greeting text, and you can go use some variation of this, add your own flair to it if you'd like to, but this is kind of the basic, hey first name, so say, hey Casey, we're so happy to connect with you. Simply hit the get started button below. Really, you don't want to put a ton of words here. You really are just trying to show them, hey, hit that get started button because that's what's going to start our conversation, and this is what everybody's going to see when they first start that conversation with you. So let's to see how this will look. So this is what it's going to look like now whenever they go to that get started page, and let's check that out actually and see if that is what comes up here. Let me refresh this. So pro tip, make sure that you hit the save button once you have put in your greeting message, and then that will then allow it to show up on your page itself. So let's actually demo the button now. Oops. Demo the button now and test button, and now you're going to see that greeting text here. Hey Casey, we're so happy to connect with you. Simply hit the get started button and then hit the little pointing finger going down to the get started button so people can see that. So that's as simple as it needs to be for the greeting text. You can be a little bit more, you can add a little bit more to it, but that's really up to your personal preferences. You don't want to put too much in your greeting text because you're really just trying to get them to hit that get started button, because if they came from an ad or something like that, you're not really looking to give them a ton of overwhelm them with information in the greeting text. You really just want to get that conversation started so that they can either jump into whatever was associated with that growth tool for that ad that you were running, or if they have a specific question that they're reaching out to your page for, they're ready to hit that get started button anyway. They just want instruction of how to do that. So that's really as simple as it gets for this. So that's the greeting text. Next, let's do the main menu, because I think it's a little easier to build out the main menu and then do the welcome message. But you can really do it either way. So let's go to automation. That's where you're going to find the welcome message. So that's right here. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go to main menu. Yeah, let's do main menu first. So one of the things that will happen with the free version is you're going to have this powered by ManyChat is going to be one of your 3 buttons, which is kind of a pain, I would say, because you're really only going to get two buttons here now. And this third one is the powered by ManyChat button as well. So, but let's go with this, and then but this right here is one of the reasons why I prefer just to have the pro version for the $10 a month for the first 500 subscribers, just so that I also have another option here as well. But there'll be a number of those throughout the training that I'll talk about of why I decided that right off the bat the pro version was for me. So here, let's go ahead and edit this, and we're going to make the first one. I'm going to make the first one just something like let's shop. And then let's make the second one, just call it a member menu. And then here I want to make this a sub menu so that I can put additional steps here. And this is where you're going to be able to put different policies, return policy, submitting LuLaMoolas, anything of that nature you can start putting in here as well. And you can also create additional sub menus, so like I could do multiple layers if I wanted to. So it just depends on how much you want people to have to drill down to find certain information. But what I'm going to do here actually is I am going to make these both a sub menu, and then from here I'm going to do let's actually change this to easy ways to shop. Let's make this easy ways to shop here. Ways to shop. And I like to toss emojis in whenever you can. I just think it makes it look a little bit more fun. Add a little style to it. A lot of different hearts, all different emojis that they have here. You can select as well. And then let's do this one. Let's make this personal shopping experience. Oh, shopping experience. Oops. Done. Okay. So what we're going to want to do then for these, once we have these, is we're going to want to connect these to flows or to existing flows, or we're going to create totally new messages. So I'm going to just do create new, and then I'm going to pull some stuff over and walk you through what we have in those messages from there. So let's start out with easy ways to shop, and I'm going to create a new message. And this now is going to be the easy ways to shop message flow that we're going to have built out, and you can start working right in here. So this is the basic view. I prefer working in the flow builder, and I'll show you why. Mostly because it's just a lot more intuitive whenever you're trying to look at a conversation and being able to see kind of like what answer then goes to what response. So in the flow builder, that's where you get to see that information. Okay, so this is the first message that is going to be associated when somebody hits on that easy ways to shop button under let's shop. They're then going to get a message, or here are a couple great ways to shop. Which one would you prefer to start with? I will send you a few more details on how to get started. And then here we're going to add some buttons. So the first one is going to be shop live shows. And then we went with Facebook shopping group and online catalog, which that for us is Sunlet. So I know there's a couple out there, but basically this is going to be just a link to that. So basically what we've created is we've created different buttons here that people can click on, but we want to make sure that, so what we need to do then is connect when somebody clicks on that button with another message, or having them open a website. So if you can see, shop live shows, when I click on that, here's a couple of different functionalities you can do. You can send a message, you can open a website, you can have them call a number, or you can do perform some different actions, or you can actually send them down a flow that you've pre-built. So a pre-built conversation you can also do as well. And then there's a couple pro features here that we won't utilize at this point. So let's actually go ahead and we're going to create, and we're going to send message. You know what? Let's actually add a tag first. So I want to tag this person. This is somebody that wants to shop live shows. So let's go into action group and we're going to add a tag. We can do that right here. Add tag. And then we're going to hit add new tag. So that now created this tag. Whenever somebody clicks on this button, they are going to get tagged in the audience that they checked out how to shop live shows. And then from there, we're going to automatically send a message. So you just want to connect that little dot onto a new message, which is what we've done here. And that's where we're going to then go on to the next part of the conversation. So in this message, you're just going to want to give a little information about your lives. You could nightly go in and put in the link to your live here. That, to me, I'm going to be sending out broadcasts and things like that whenever we're going live. So I don't necessarily know that it's totally necessary, but this is where you're just going to give some information about when you go live, how to shop your live shows and things like that. But let me show you what I'm going to put here as real quickly as well. So I just gave some general information. When somebody clicks on that and says, we go live on our business page in the evenings, Monday through Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST, Thursdays at 9 p.m. EST, and sometimes Fridays. These shows offer an interactive and engaging experience for our Lula family. How does that sound? And then they just say, sounds great. They can hit on the button. That's great. I also gave them a quick reply they could utilize as well. They show up a little differently on the phone. So some people prefer to hit a button and other people just prefer to hit those quick replies. So I kind of just give both options here so that they're kind of directing them to where I want them to go. And then I also gave them a want to shop now option as well. And using this I want to shop now option, I'm actually going to loop them back and send them down a different path of the flow and give them a different response based on that selecting I want to shop versus sounds great or great. So the messages we're going to use if somebody says sounds great or just great to our question about about the interactive live shows, and then we're going to give them the message, and that's what these lines here. So you literally can just pull from this little box or this little circle, and you literally just pull it over till it highlights to the box that you just created. And then that's how you connect these buttons to new messages and continue the conversation flows with people. So we're just going to respond with says awesome. We will send you a message when we are going live. In the meantime, like and follow our business page and join our Facebook shopping group to poke around. We will reach out soon. So right here, then I'm giving, I still want them to join the group and I still want them to like our business page. So I gave them those links, and as you can see, if I click on this, these are actually Facebook links that when you click on them, they will take us to that page. I'm going to change these links to be our robot and business automation page just for the demo purposes, and then we'll try them out. So now I've put in the pages just to the robot and business automation page for them to be able to pull that up here, and then also for the Facebook shopping group as well. And then if they say they want to shop now, I'm just responding with we can make that happen. Go ahead and select one of the other shopping methods and we will get you started right away. And I'm actually just going to link this right back to the beginning of the conversation. So then what's going to happen is if they click on that, they're going to get that message, and then I'm actually going to resend them. So they will get this message, and then they will also get this message again, and then just basically we instructed them to select one of the different options to keep exploring. So that just kind of brings it all back together and not duplicating work in that point. And that's just kind of one of the functionalities that makes it so easy to be able to really pull from different parts. And whenever you're creating flows, like you can insert that into conversations so things are reusable really simply. So now when somebody hits on or clicks on the Facebook shopping group message, they are going to get this message as the next in the conversation flow. So basically we're going to ask them, which way would you like to start with? And if they hit Facebook shopping group, then we're going to send them, you will love our Facebook shopping group. There you will find albums, wall drops, and all kinds of fun ways to interact and shop, hit the Facebook shopping group button below, and if prompted, ask to join. So that since most people, if you have a closed group, then they're going to have to ask to join if they're a new customer. But this button now that I've created here is actually going to just link them straight into Facebook. It'll bring up the group to allow them to click on it, and will allow them to ask to join the group. I've also added a button here which is find albums, and that just simply sends them another message that just basically says, first you'll need to make sure you're in our group by selecting Facebook group here, and it's the same link, and then once there, I then send them a picture. I send them a picture just showing them where this the albums menu option is, especially if they're on a phone. So I know that's a little bit different, but this usually gives people a good enough idea, and they're able to find it from a picture like this, how to find those Facebook albums as well. So that is as simple as it needs to be for Facebook shopping group. You've given them the link here, told them to join the group. You told them how to find albums if they are having a hard time, and you also gave them the group link here in case they do click on that, then it's still available, and then make sure that they're a member of that group. So the other option is online catalog, and that's going to be to the Sunlet link. So let's send them a message with that link now. So you could actually put that right here, but because we're kind of trying to explain some of these different ways to shop. We're going to give them a message, and then from there we'll give them the link to Sunlet. Okay, so now we are going to just connect this button. Like I said, simply you're just you can see, let me get a little closer, you can see it. Whenever you get on that button circle, it actually gets a little bigger, so that's when you just click on that, and then you can bring it down to what the next message will be. So here is what I came up with. So when someone asks for online catalogs, and I'm going to say, if you prefer a more traditional online shopping experience, you are going to love our online catalog. Here you will claim items, which will then be moved to your shopping cart. When you are finished, select on shopping, and it will notify me when you are ready for an invoice. Pretty awesome, right? Then I give them an option here of a yes it is, and then I also give them an option here to go straight into the online catalog as well. So you could add some different options here. I could add another yes, that's awesome. That's yes, that's awesome. And then maybe we change this to open online catalog so that they know that's going to take them to another page. And then we can also just connect this right to the next message as well. So if they say yep, yes, that's awesome, then it's going to do it as yep, it sure is. They'll both go to the same place, which will send them a message of great, select the online catalog option below, and it will take you to our current inventory. Let me know if you have questions. We are happy to help. So, and then I also gave the link here. So right now I just put in these links, I actually just put in Sunlet, but you can actually put your party link in, and it will pull up, and it will actually bring them right in, ready to start claiming, ready to start shopping, as simply as that. But for now, I just put in just Sunlet, so when we click on this, it'll just bring us to the main Sunlet page, but you'd want to change it to be your Sunlet party. So that's the same thing with this as well. But let's just say they want to try another option. Maybe this isn't what they were looking for. Maybe they were actually trying to find your shopping group. That's when we're just going to link them back, and we're going to put them right back into the beginning. So, and we're just going to start them over. You know, actually, let's do something a little bit better. Try another option. Let's actually go up and let's actually link, instead of linking it right back to the beginning message, let's actually link it to that similar message that we had before. So we can just go to this message, which is what we had said to do if they wanted to shop now in the live sales button. We're going to link that to the same message. This is an example of how you can, utilize messages multiple times. Is we now have two different buttons going to the same message, and then that message is going to link them right back to the beginning. So I took them from this try another option button up to, we can make that happen. Go ahead and select one of our other shopping methods, and we will get you started right away. and then it's going to send them this message here again. So that's how that whole loop works, and then all of a sudden they are looped in to be able to then select a different option to run down that flow. You could also add tags. I think the most important is to know when people want to be notified of lives or they're interested in live sales, but you can certainly add tags just like I did here to these other spots as well. So let's actually do that real quick. Let's add tags. So I decided to add 2 more tags. So basically, these are action steps that I inserted here. So I had the Facebook shopping group button going straight to this message previously, but I decided to add in a tag that just says member asked about Facebook group. I can't verify whether they 100% joined, so I'm not going to say they're a member, but they at least asked about the group. So if we have group activities and things going on, then we can then use this tag to be able to identify those people and to make sure and see if they've actually joined the group or send them information about things going on in the group and things like that. But then if it's somebody that's interested in the online catalog, I added one that just said member asked about online catalog. So maybe then you send them a message whenever you're uploading new inventory. So that's just a little bit different of a situation where you can then segment these people, start getting a feel for the type of shopping that they prefer just based on the options that they're looking at. So this flow is done and it's ready to go. So we're just going to publish it. And I think we should be good. Yep, content published. So if anything wasn't linked or there was a button that didn't have a message that was associated with it or a website associated with it or something like that, it would actually not actually publish. So let me do an example here. Okay, let's just, oops. Should be using my mouse. That's part of my problem. Here we go. So let's actually just do this and do send message, but then let's just delete this message instead. So those tags, that tag is still down here. It's just not actually connected to the button anymore. And this is a nice little feature here too. This button right here, this will auto arrange stuff. If you saw that got kind of messed up, so if I mess things up and hit that, it fixes it, puts it in order just to keep things organized. That's kind of helpful. But right now we don't have this button attached to anything. So if I try to go publish, it's going to tell me, it's going to identify that spot of where something is not attached. So just kind of an easy way to check for yourself, and it won't actually let you go forward if there's an error with that. So, but let's just reconnect those and publish this. And then let's publish. Okay, so that's ready. We can demo that, but let's actually hold off because we'll demo the whole main menu in a little bit. But let's just go back to main menu. And again, this is now, we've created a flow, easy ways to shop, and that's what this is attached to. So that's what this message is going to do. Whenever somebody hits this button, it's going to start this conversation flow, and this will be the message that they get. So let's do something similar for personal shopping experience, and we're just going to create a new message, and I'm just going to dump in a message that we have used for personal shopping experience on our page, just to make this a little bit more streamlined. So when somebody hits on that personal shopping experience button in the main menu, then this is the message that they're going to get first. And as you can tell, I have these typing blocks. You'll see them in all of my flows. I like to put these in. I think it's a stylistic thing. It's not 100% necessary, but as much as we're not trying to deceive anybody to make them think that they're talking to an actual person, I just feel like this gives a better user experience and a more natural experience. So I like to put in these typing blocks, like either 2 or 3 seconds, and sometimes longer depending on the message I'm sending or if I want to give them a little extra time. But basically, they hit on that the menu option for personal shopping experience. They're going to get the message. Our personal shopping experiences are one of our most popular ways to shop. Typing block, so it looks like I'm typing for a few seconds, and then it will say, I will hand select multiple gorgeous outfits specifically for you. The beauty of the personal shopping experience is that every outfit I present you will be exactly in your size, and you get first dibs. I think that's how most people's personal shopping experiences work. From there, this just makes it easy for you to find gorgeous outfits that work perfectly for you, sound great, and I kind of prompt them to select a yes, absolutely, I'll give it a try, or no thanks. If they select yes, I'm actually going to then send them a message basically saying, I want to make sure that you understand that this will take me a significant amount of time, and I want to make sure that you understand what that you're intending to purchase. Without actually requiring any type of a purchase up front, but you don't want to spend a bunch of time putting together outfits for somebody that really isn't interested in purchasing outfits. So that's really why I have these messages here. Great, I just need to gather a couple pieces of information to get started. First, we just need to ask that you agree to the following note. And that's where I'm basically just giving them a message saying, although we do not require a purchase to participate in a personal shopping experience, we do ask that you understand it takes significant time to personally curate outfits especially for you. Due to this, we ask that you are financially able and have an intention to make a purchase to participate. Does that work for you? And then you want to have them say yes. So you're basically filtering out people that are going to say no to that. And we've had a few people do that. And honestly, if they're not in a position that they feel that they could buy an outfit, I don't want Amanda or anybody that works for us to be spending their time putting together that outfit. So I'm basically filtering those people out right here to make sure that they're serious and they really want to see some personal shopping experience outfits. So assuming that they say yes, then the way that we have it set up in our business, but it's not going to work here under the personal, under the free version, is we actually get notified. So we have a notification button here, which you just find whenever you create an action step. So this is just an action step. So that's just perform actions, and it brings up something that looks like this, and then you just hit new action and then notify admins. But that is a pro version feature, so we're not going to be able to use it. If I try to publish this, it will recognize that and not let me publish. So I'm actually going to delete it. But this is a perfect time that when somebody is saying that, hey, they want to participate in personal shopping experience, that I'd like to be notified of that, not just have a conversation open, but that you can do that in the free version. So it'll open a conversation in live chat, which is right here. So the conversation's there for you to see, or you'd have to jump in your messenger and kind of monitor your messages more closely. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm a big fan of the pro version, is because it just gives me so much more flexibility in order to jump into conversations and be notified that this is one of the more important features to me, just getting that notification. You can get it by email, you can get it by messenger. So I selected both of these, and you can tell I've actually edited this message. So this is the message I would get. But again, we're going to delete that because it shouldn't work in the free version. So let's go ahead and delete that. But we are going to open a conversation. And you could add a tag here. Member participated in personal... Oops. Member participated in personal shopping experience. Add the tag. Make sure you hit that. And now this person will get tagged whenever they do that. So then I'm just going to say, great, just a couple questions to get started, to gather information we need. Let's actually copy and bring down this typing block here. If you are familiar with LuLaRoe, just send me a list of your 5 to 7 favorite styles and your size in those styles, including leggings. Just remember, the more styles you provide, the more information that the more options I can make for you. So then they're going to send that information. Another pro feature that would be really useful here is you could do a user input, which basically you created a custom field, and then you could actually ask them a question here, which allows you to save them to a custom field. So you create a new custom field, and then you can actually save their response right into that custom field, and then that's easy for you to find later. You could actually put that custom field in a message to yourself, so you could specifically say, full name. So Casey Laval wants to do a personal shopping experience, and then you could literally have their whole next message in that message to you, so that when you get that message, you can see immediately, the styles and sizes that they're interested in, without even having to jump in the conversation. But let's go ahead and get rid of this because it's not going to get approved. Then if somebody says, no thanks, they're not interested in personal shopping experience in either place, whether it's at the beginning question or whenever I prompt them about, just being financially able to participate in this. No problems. We have lots of other ways to shop and browse our inventory. Sometimes, as much as I don't like to have typos because you want to be professional, occasionally having a little bit of things in your messages actually makes it seem more lifelike, makes it seem just more natural, because not everybody's going to be perfectly grammatically perfect sentences, and that can just kind of come across too, especially when you're trying to have like casual conversations, a little bit too serious, I guess is the way I'd put it. So if they say yes to this, then I'm actually going to send them just the message that says, okay, perfect. And then I want to send them down another flow, because guess what? They are interested in other ways to shop, right? Well, we created a whole conversation flow that does that talks about all the other ways to shop. So I'm just going to grab. So what basically we do is when they say yes, please, for other ways to shop, we're going to say perfect. And then we're going to come down here, we're going to say continue to another step. And that's going to create this automatically continue button. So if I get rid of that, that disappears. And that basically means I'm going to send this message and I'm automatically going to continue to another step. And then we're going to use this start another flow. We're going to select that and we're going to, hey, here's the flow that we created for easy ways to shop. You guys remember this message? You should. That's what we just created. And then we're going to select this flow. So if somebody says yes, it's going to say perfect, and it's going to send them right down this flow. And it's going to send them a message with the different options of how to shop. If they say no, say no problem. We're always here to help. If you ever want to try personal shopping experience or explore other ways to shop, feel free to utilize the menu options at the bottom of your messenger or send us a message. And then I actually just put the shop LuLaRoe button here, and that I'm just going to link right back to that flow as well. So it's just another way to get to that spot and send them down this conversation if they're looking for other ways to shop. So let's go ahead and publish this. Oops, delete. Okay, content published. So now our menu options are starting looking pretty good. We got Let's Shop, and which brings us to these two options. And those are going to be our different ways to shop. You could just add Facebook shopping group here. Whoops. You type too fast in ManyChat, sometimes it like pops you out weird. But overall, normally, and let's add a little flair here. And then we could send here open website. And he's putting the URL. So let me grab. I'm just putting it all to the free group, so that everything's linked to the same place for the group. But you'd put into your Facebook shopping group. So under member menu, then, so these are the different options. This will take them right to the group. This will give them some more information of easy ways to shop, and you can change the order. So you can make it whatever order you want. Here's what this menu option, Let's Shop, looks like at the bottom, and here's what it looks like to start. So then under member menu, that's where you're going to put things like return policies or LuLaMoola policies, or just more policy and procedure type stuff. Loyalty rewards, how those work if you have a loyalty rewards program. Customer registration is a really good one to put there. So just different options like that. That's where you're going to want to put. And I'll build out what I think are some good encompassing options, and then you can always expand them as well. So the first one we're going to do is the customer registration. And let's add in an emoji. Filling something out. Let's use this pen. How's that? And then from there, we're going to create a new message. Let's go to Flow Builder. I'm actually going to copy in what we have from another our page, just to make it a little easier. So now we're going to pull over the starting message. Oops. Okay. So whenever they hit on the customer registration, they're going to get, please use the button below to fill out the customer registration. Please remember to use your Facebook name. And then I actually put full name. So this would say Casey Laval instead of just so that they know to use their Facebook name. It'll tell them exactly what name to use. And when they hit on the registration button, that's going to give them this tag. And it's also going to, bring up the customer registration form because I put that in as our link. And I'm going to leave this here so you guys can just see that for our customer registration as well. And then I'm just going to say thank you. And it's as simple as that. And then we're just going to publish it. So the next one I'm going to create here is loyalty rewards. We're creating a message, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to use as a message, and then we'll walk through it. So here's the flow that I came up with if somebody is looking for information on our loyalty rewards program. And so basically they click on that button and they're going to get our loyalty rewards program is an easy way to earn free LuLaRoe and provides us the opportunity to give back to our loyal customers. If you're buying LuLaRoe, why not earn free clothes while you shop? And have you already signed up? And if they say no, then I'm going to send them a message and basically say, well, let's get you signed up. Use the sign me up button below, and that's going to take them to our link to actually sign up for our loyalty program. Once you're all signed up, feel free to check out the common questions, which I created and is what they get sent if they are already set up. Because usually if they're clicking on the button, they have a question about the loyalty program, and if they've already signed up, then we can try to alleviate some of those questions right now before they actually have to ask us the question. So whether they hit yes or they hit no, they're not signed up, and then they ask for common questions, they will then get this message here. Okay, great. Loyalty leggings are earned for every 10 full price items you purchase. All loyalty leggings are a fun mystery print in your size. And then I give a bunch of different options here. What print will I get? And I give them an answer, a short answer. And these are the cards. Yeah, these are the no, I'm sorry. These are not the cards. These are the list. This is a list. So that's what I created here, and you can actually put a picture in each one, which is actually what I utilize in our sizing guides in conjunction with our sizing quiz to actually put pictures here. But for here, we don't need that. We're just going to ask the question. We're going to keep it a little bit more just informational and not actually flare this up as much. So what print will I get? It'll be a fun mystery print. But then if they hit more details, that's going to send them this message. The loyalty leggings are a fun mystery print. We send them to you in your most frequently purchased legging size unless you specify otherwise. And then we just list a bunch of different questions about it. So if they're looking for specific questions, when will my new loyalty reward ship? And then I give them an answer here when they'll ship, and they can also do the same thing for more information, and it takes them to another message, with just a message. We update the loyalty leggings list every Wednesday, just telling them when it'll ship. So that's another thing for them to look at. So I had more questions and answers than I could put here because you can only put 4 blocks. So the way to go about that is to then just continue to another step with more options. So I gave them a list for more options, and if they click on that, it's actually just going to give them a couple more options of here, or how many punches do I have, and we just give them information of where they can find that information. And if another question, if they say get help, that's going to do an action step. It's going to open a conversation here in live chat, and ideally what I would have here is notify admins that somebody needs help with their loyalty rewards. And then what that does is, please, right after that message of get help, they're going to get a message that says, please let us know your loyalty rewards question, and we'll get back to you shortly. We do our best to respond within 24 hours. And again, putting in these stylistic blocks a few different places and then just saying thank you. But then each of these different messages where it says see detail or more details, those are just corresponding to another message. And it's a message specifically regarding that specific question. So what are platinum rewards? Then if they would they get a little description here, and then they get a better description if they click on that more details and actually get a full description of what our VIP platinum member level program is. So let's actually just publish this. And why don't we just preview it so you guys can see what it looks like. Oh, I gotta send message. I gotta opt in. I didn't actually want to do that, but that's okay. So here's the messenger conversation starting. And let's move this stuff. That's the beginning of the flow we just had. And then we're going to say, yes, we are signed up. And then we get these different options right here in Messenger. You know, what print will I get? Here's the small response answers. And then if they want more additional details, they would just select on one of these more details. So more details. And that'll fire the next response to that question to give them a little more information. So that's how that works there. And now we then have that connected to our main menu. So now our main menu has member menu, it has customer registration, it has loyalty rewards. You could add return policy. And you just create new message. Or you create these. You could create these messages previously and just select existing, and then you could select the message here that you'd want to use. But we don't have that, so we're just going to do create new message. We're going to call return policy. You can go into Flow Builder and just start typing away whatever your return policy is. And this one's kind of more businessy. I wouldn't make this too stylistic. I would just give them the return policy. You know, return within the first 7 days or exchange within the first 30. However you organize and utilize your return policy. Okay, so we're actually just going to put an X in here for now. We're going to publish it just to have something to go with. But this is where you'd want to just put your return policy in. This would be a good practice point to put something in here for your return policy. Add some typing blocks. Add some different text blocks here. You can have these different options for images if you want to make them look a little prettier. You could actually record a video and embed a video right here. So you could select that, and you could actually have them watch a video instead. That's a really good option if you want to keep it nice and short and sweet. Let's just publish this. So it just publishes with an X right now. And we're going to call this main menu done. We're going to update main menu. Now, if we go back over to our page, we should, if we go to send a message, we should see those options. And here they are. Let's shop, member menu. So if I hit on member menu, customer registration. Here's the registration link. Let's just hit it. What's that going to bring up? There's our registration link. Go back. Let's shop. Personal shopping experience. And here's our message. We'll we'll say we want to continue. That sounds good. And that's when I'm going to prompt them for, hey, just want to make sure that you understand, this does take a significant time. Can't wait, or not at this time, let's say. No problem. We have lots of other ways to shop. Would you like to try out another option? Yes, please. And then let's see. This is going to flip them right back into that perfect message. And then here we go. Here are a couple of great ways to shop. Which one would you like to start with? And now they're in the other flow. They're in the same flow as if they went from here to easy ways to shop. It's the same message. Fits in two different places, and you didn't have to duplicate work. You can also go to Let's Shop, and then I put in the group link. So this is going to take us to this free group link, but you'd put your own group link in there, and it just opens that right up. It does it a little differently on the phone, but it does the same thing. Sometimes they have to sign in when they're on the phone. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. So there you go. Your menu options are done. Your main menu. You do have this powered by ManyChat, which I think is going to take you to I guess that connects them to them in ManyChat. They're actually now connected to the ManyChat page. Yeah. So you're running a business. Honestly, I would suggest going and getting the pro version. You can have like 1,000 or 1,500 members for like $20 a month, 500 for $10 a month. To have the extra functionality and not have some other branding on your messenger bot, I think is definitely worth it. But that's really up to you guys, what you guys prefer. So, okay. Main menu is done. Done. Okay, so that's the bulk of the work right here. The welcome message. This is the message that somebody's going to get whenever they hit that get started button that's not associated with the growth tool. So if they just go to your page and hit send message and then they hit get started, they're going to then get this welcome message, which I then think the easiest thing to do with the welcome message is to then basically give them the menu options that you have available in more of a conversational format that we've already created for the main menu. So we're going to basically give them those options, and then they will be able to kind of follow down the flow and be able to get that instant information, that instant gratification that they were looking for, that customers love, and then you can just kind of be on guard to ready to jump in whenever you need to. So let me set this up, and then we'll walk through it. I think that'll be a little bit easier because it's really going to be a lot of duplication of the main menu. Okay, so this is the message that somebody will get whenever they hit that get started button and it's not attached to a growth tool. And basically this just, it is, you're welcoming them. You're saying thanks for joining us. Thanks for connecting with us. We're so glad to have you. Giving them some options right there that they can kind of start to walk down so that they have an initial question or something that's easy to answer that you get asked a lot, the general information they can find right away. That's why I think it's such a natural fit to make this basically a extension of your main menu. Some people, you could create the welcome message first and then create a main menu out of it. But as you're going to see, these are going to be the only messages that I am going to have set up, these 4, and everything else is going to connect to things we've already created. And this is going to just be part of just the power of being able to utilize conversation flows that you've already created and already done so that you don't have to duplicate work. So the first message they're going to get is hey Casey, or hey first name, thanks for connecting with us on Messenger. Feel free to drop us a question or check out the menu options below with the little emoji for common questions and sizing help. So actually we need to get rid of the sizing help part because the sizing quiz that I created, that is something totally different and more complicated, and that's going to be a different thing that I'm going to be demoing and probably offering to you guys. Not necessarily showing you how to build it, but actually offering it to you guys for sale because it is so useful and it would just take you too long to even go through it. You'll get more value out of just paying me to put it on your page and then to learn how to actually create the whole sizing quiz. So for menu or hit more menu options for common questions. So then if they hit that button, we're just going to give them, hey, here's menu options. Let's shop, member menu. Looks familiar, right? It's exactly the same thing as what we had here. Let's shop and member menu. So let's go back into the welcome message. If they hit let's shop, I'm really here. I'm not trying. So the reason why this the one place is a little different, and this is kind of a LuLaRoe specific tip, I guess, or thing that I thought about, is I didn't really want to give somebody that's just messaging our page for the very first time even the opportunity to do a personal shopping experience. People that they need to kind of prove themselves for me to want Amanda or somebody in our business to spend the time necessary to put together outfits for somebody. So they got to kind of prove themselves. If it's a brand new customer that's never done it before or never even connected with us before, I'm a little leery on having them waste that time or spend that time. It depends on how, I guess, it would go. But in general, I don't really want to give them that option. Let them get involved. Let them jump into the community. Let them get shopping. Let them jump on a live. And then after you get to know them a little bit, then you want to push the personal shopping experience. I wouldn't do that right off the bat with a brand new person personally, but you could add that option here as well, since we've already created that flow. But basically, I'm just saying that if let's shop is like, if you're familiar with LuLaRoe, feel free to join our group and get started. Hey, here's the link. Or if you're not familiar with LuLaRoe or want to explore the different ways to shop, select the Let's Explore option below. And guess what? We're going to connect that to a conversation. Can you guess what conversation we're going to connect it to? We're going to connect it to easy ways to shop right here. And then there's our different ways to shop. So select this. There you go. Connected. They want member menu. Okay. Here are some common items that our members typically look for. Feel free to check them out or drop us a question and we'll get back to you. Member registration. Start another flow. Which one are we going to use there? Oh, customer registration flow. Boom. Loyalty rewards. Start another flow. Find the loyalty rewards flow that we already created. Select that. Awesome. Return policy. This one I didn't actually fully create, but we're going to just connect something. Return policy, and you can see I just had that one X message in there. So you can actually put your return policy here. You could put in buttons. You can put in, you could ask them a question. You could do whatever you want to do. You could actually even process a return if you wanted to through this. But that's just kind of however you want to present that information. Whatever your rules and guidelines are for your return policy would basically go here. And I'll come up with a boilerplate one for you guys to demo, kind of whatever we use for our return policy, just to make that real simple so you guys can see what I mean. But right now we're just going to leave it at that. So this is it, right? This is it. This is our welcome message. Let's just publish it. Okay, it's done. Welcome message is created. Let's just enable it. So now it's turned on. So if I go into Messenger, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Settings, delete. Let's delete this conversation. And then let's go back to the page. And let's test button. Okay, so we still have an older let's close this first. Let's see if it... Test button. Okay, yeah, so here's start at the beginning. I deleted the conversation, so here's our greeting text. I'm going to hit get started. Again, this is because you don't have we don't have the pro version on this one right now. So powered by ManyChat, and then hey Casey, thanks for connecting with us. Feel free to drop us a question or check out the menu options for common questions here. So menu options. Here's the menu options, and then say member menu. Here are some common items that our members typically look for. Feel free to check them out or drop us a question. You're really just trying to give them as much as they want. If they want to talk to you, let them talk to you, because that's the kind of personal experience they're looking for then. But this is going to really vet a lot of people to give them, a lot of people are just looking for the member registration, or they have a question about loyalty rewards, or they want to check out your return policy, or they're just like, where's your group? So, if we would hit let's shop, Facebook shopping group, or let's explore. This is going to fire us down that other flow that we created. The Facebook shopping group is going to bring you right to the group. And that's the group that I put in That's the URL that I put in for this flow. I guess I could have done it here. That would have made it a little easier to see. But yeah, so that's the welcome message. Welcome message, menu options. Give them the menu options. Then you just give them a bunch of links. Let's explore. You recognize this because this was that shop, easy ways to shop flow. Shop live shows. We go live, when we go live, a little about our shows. Sounds great. Or I want to shop now. We can make that happen. Go ahead and select one of the other shopping methods and we'll get you started right away. Online catalog. If you prefer a more traditional shopping experience, you're going to love our online catalog. Let's just open the online catalog. Now I just put in Sunlet, so you would put in your Sunlet party link here and it would bring it right up and they'd be able to start shopping. As simple as that. So that's the welcome message. There you go. You have the greeting text now, you have a main menu, and you have a welcome message. So the last thing I want to show you guys real quick is how to set up a default message or a default reply. So a default reply replies once every 24 hours. And this is just a boilerplate one that they put in here. This is not what I just created, but just says basically, the page name. So in our case, LuLaRoe Amanda Laval typically replies in 1 day. If you want to ask something, press the talk to human button, and they'd click this, and then it would open a conversation, and then they'd get a message. Okay, just type your message, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now, there's a couple different methods here, and the method that I have went with, and the method that I think that's the most effective with the kind of communication that I like to have with our members and our customers, but it requires the pro version, is to literally do nothing else other than to notify admins whenever somebody messages the bot something that is not so basically what happens is if the bot doesn't recognize what the subscriber messages, or so if they message something that it doesn't hit on a keyword, or they asked a question that's outside of the quick replies or using the buttons or outside of any kind of flow where you're asking a question and you're storing that data, if it's something that the bot doesn't recognize, then it's going to give them the default reply. What I prefer is just to be notified when that happens, because what happens is when I get notified, I get messages like this. Hey, so-and-so has accessed the submit LuLaMula button. And then I can just hit check in live chat. Check in live chat will bring up somebody's conversation right here for me. And I'm able to find their lives. Here we go. And here's their submission of LuLaMula. So that's what I prefer, is just to literally have something as simple as notify admins. But since we don't have that functionality in the free version, I'm going to delete that. And we are going to basically just say something along the lines of, we use this awesome tool to help us. So if you didn't want to get the pro version and wanted to save a couple bucks a month, you could send something like this. But you have to remember that there's a lot of times that people send things that the bot doesn't recognize that don't necessarily mean that you really want to be like sending them a message. I prefer to just, when that happens, to be able to just so easily pop on and just see what that conversation is, because I'm getting those notifications that there was something that happened, that I can just jump in if I need to. And in a lot of cases, and in so many cases, it's just like some message, or they type something instead of use the quick reply, or You don't really want to be jumping in and like it just makes the conversation kind of confusing. So this what I have here to show you, I actually think is probably the second best way to go. I think the best option is, especially if you're very active and tend to be available to be able to respond to questions pretty easily. I prefer just to be notified. I can easily jump in the conversation. I can fit right into the conversation flow, which makes it easier to just have that personal experience and just getting that personal attention that they're looking for. But otherwise, if you don't want to get the pro version, then I would suggest setting something up like this, or not even having the default reply on. You don't necessarily have to have it on, but just something as simple as, hey, first name, we use this awesome tool to help us answer your questions quickly when we are not around. Feel free to explore our menu options or hit the Get Help button. And if they hit Get Help, then it's going to open this live chat. So that means it'll show up right in ManyChat, so you don't have to go into your Messenger app and go through there where there's a lot of other messages. And especially when you're sending broadcasts and things, it can get very confusing sometimes, because if you send it to 500 people, all 500 of those messages are going to show up in your Messenger app. So that's why you want to be strategic about what you're actually having open a live chat, so that you can get those messages in an easy place where you need to actually step in and respond. So that's why when I have the notify button, I have the notify. So I get a notification. It also opens in live chat already. So it's just very easy for me to be able to jump in, and no matter where we are in the conversation flow. And a lot of times, like I said, probably 75% of the time, it's not even a question. It's nothing that needs to be addressed. And you don't want to make people feel weird about, like, we're trying to build a relationship with these people, right? You're trying to build a relationship with your members. You're trying to build a relationship with your subscribers and the people in your group, or in our case, we call them their Lula family. It's not real family-like, or you're not really good at building a relationship whenever they say something, just something general, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, do you need help? You know, hey, do you want me to bother Casey and Amanda so that they can come help you? Is this that important? No, you're just really wanting to like have a conversation. So I think that this is fine to have it like this way, but me personally, I'm pretty adamant about the fact that I just want to be notified. I actually had our default reply. I've tried a number of different things. I actually had it off for a significant period of time because I was struggling with how to make it work, because when I had one on, it never really fit in the conversation the way I liked it to. And that's when I came up with the idea of just getting notified, and that's worked amazingly. And it's made so much of a difference for able to have that customer communication, that ongoing communication. So let's just publish this though. So this is published. Let's go back over to Messenger, and let's just say I type to the bot something it doesn't recognize. Let's just say, what up? And okay, let's see. Oh, enable. Okay, so now we've enabled it, so let's try it now. What up? There we go. Casey, we have to use this awesome tool to help us answer your questions, and then get help. Okay, drop us your question and we will be with you shortly. We typically reply quickly, but please allow 24 hours for response. And then if we go over into live chat, you see that one now popped up and our conversation opened, so it's right here. So that's it. That we now have a very functional, helpful, useful, value-adding bot right on our page now. And so you, following this training, you can absolutely follow these steps, build out those flows, answer those basic questions. So the steps again, real quick. Greeting text, that's what they see whenever they go to send message before they've ever sent a message to you. If they hit the Get Started button and it's from that send message, not from a growth tool that's connected to some other messaging thing, which is a whole nother segment of another video, then they're going to get the welcome message. The welcome message is just a duplication of our main menu. Our main menu is typical items that people are looking for, so that's easy for them to find, that they always have access to. And then the default reply then catches everything that the bot doesn't recognize. So that really covers your bases. This is what's called like clothing your bot, or just really giving it its initial structure. That doesn't mean you have the full-fledged everything you're ever going to want in a bot. This is where you have the basics built out. This is where you have the starting point to be able to start adding value, start saving yourself time. And when you start saving time on these simple questions and these simple things that you no longer have to be answering as repetitively, you can simply then spend that time doing other things and more creative stuff. For example, the Wheel of Fortune game I'm going to show you guys, building a sizing quiz, building other games, putting out ads, doing giveaways, lots of different fun functionality, creating some videos. I mean, connecting this stuff to speed videos, guys, it's huge right now. Creating those 2-minute videos of a specific style and size, and then basically if you have that for all the sizes in a style, you can say, hey, I've got all these. You could send a broadcast out and say, hey, I have speed videos for Carly's. What size do you want? Do you want to see a size? If they say yes, say, hey, which size? Then you want to store that data. Then when they say medium, then you send them the medium video. And they're shopping the medium video within 2 clicks of a button, and they're watching a 2-minute video of all your Carly's. You know they like Carly's, now they're looking at it in their size. That's going to drive sales. That's going to drive sales because you're going to be putting stuff in front of them that they want to see. And you're not going to bother them with stuff that they don't want to see. And you'll see that more whenever we go into broadcasts. So this training is designed for you guys to be able to build out a basic bot. This should give you some great ideas. You guys can expand on this. And I encourage you to, because I think it's helpful to get in there, get a little bit dirty, maybe even make some mistakes. It doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat. You're gonna grow with it. I know I've grown with it significantly since I started with messaging marketing and chatbots. So that just comes with the territory. But one thing that I'll say too, if this is too much for you, but you still want to have a chatbot, I can, if you guys want me to, I can offer this basic bot to you guys. I haven't decided on a price yet. It's probably going to be, I don't even want to throw out a price. I'll put it in the post. But then I could actually basically build out this basic bot, which I'm going to add a return policy. I'm going to add a basic template of a return policy, maybe add a couple other small things, and then we'll be able to put that on your page and for your bot and transfer it all over, be able to get it set up for you, to get it on there. Then you would just have to go in and edit the different places where you want to make adjustments or add your link. So I haven't decided on the price of that, but I'm going to offer that. That would give you guys an wouldn't be that long of a turnaround for me to be able to do that, especially if there's not, depending on the interest. If I get a bunch of interest, it's going to go just in the order of people that want me to do it. But that gets you in the position then where we can start showing you how to send broadcasts and how we, build games and start interacting and actually starting to grow and drive sales and expand your reach. This really is getting a bot on your page, having something functional that's going to start saving you time, adding value to you, adding value to your members, your subscribers, making your life a little easier, and then we're going to grow from there. I plan to offer other pieces of this that I'm also going to show you how to build, and I'm also going to offer for sale. So you can then follow along. You can try to build them yourselves. You're more than welcome to. I encourage you to try that, and I like to actually spitball if there's people out there that are looking to get really into this. I'd love to have conversations with you about it because it excites me. I think there's so much value here, and honestly, just to be able to, for me to be able to devote as much time as I want to spend to this, which is why I want to start, charge something for doing that for you guys to actually put these on your page, get you guys up and running. Because I know not everybody, one, is not as tech savvy, and two, they don't have the time to devote to this. Now, I have spent hundreds of hours in this. I have taken probably thousands of hours at this point, at least 1,000 hours. I've taken a couple different courses. I've talked and had communications with some of the best bot builders in the country. So I've gotten a good exposure to what it takes to have a successful and value-adding bot. So that is what I want to bring to you guys with as little work as possible if you don't want to put in that time investment, but still get the benefits of having a chatbot on your page to save you guys time. And then, like I said, I'm excited to get this thing out of the way and get you guys having chatbots because I want to start doing more cool stuff. I'm ready to start. I want to be showing you guys how to build games and drive sales and connecting to growth tools and things that are a lot cooler than just this. But this is the building block. Get this on your page, whether you want to create it yourself or have me do it for you, one or the other. But get it on your page and get it on your page quickly because I want to start moving on to the cooler stuff. I want to show you guys how to start getting interaction, driving people into your bot, and actually starting to grow your business utilizing this. But the first step is having this basic bot on your page. If you don't have this stuff, you don't have your bases covered, and I don't recommend going out and trying to do more complicated things. Okay? So do this first, either yourself, take a couple hours it's going to take, or talk to me and I will do it for you, and we'll get something basic on there, and then you'll just have to go through and just change the links. If you want to adjust into the language, you can do that as well, but let's start with that, and then let's get into some really cool stuff here in the future here. I got some great ideas, and it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's it for tonight, and we'll be back with some more of the I don't know. Let's demo the Wheel of Fortune game soon. Let's do that. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. It'll be in the next couple days. So, all right, guys. Everybody, take care. Happy botting. Bye.